Hello friends, welcome back once again to my channel. So I hope you are all doing great, and once again a great opportunity for me to share a very simple demonstration on the machine learning. So in this particular video, what my thought is like to create a model with kind of a supervised kind of a learning that I'll be using. By the way, before going those kind of jargons, like first of all, a very layman language, what is machine learning, right? Because this is a hot topic in current days, and for the very fundamentally, if you just want to define machine learning, is nothing but a prediction. Means like you'll be training some model with different information, kind of a supervised way. Will be teaching that machine, okay, to to digest the data, digest the information, and then you'll just interact with the same machine with some unknown information, probably belongs to the same category or same classification, and the machine will try to predict like what kind of new information that the machine is interacting with. And that's prediction is basically we calling it the supervised way of learning, and the prediction is all about a machine learning today, right? So the same thing will be trying to uh, experience through a POC, proof of concepts, where we'll be building up a simple model, uh, image classification model. So I'll be training my model with different images, and finally I'll be using the TensorFlow JS version, kind of a cloud version. And because this whatever the model that I'm going to build is of course a very simple abstraction that Google is offering called teachable machine. I hope like this many of you might have already aware of this thing. If not, definitely it's a great opportunity for you to experience machine learning easily, because it's a very good abstraction that Google has offered, that anybody can create their model and they can experience this machine learning easily. So that is the thing that I'm planning to create a model first, train the model with certain predefined images, and I'll be creating a Node.js application. Okay, because many of the previous videos I have created many Node.js applications. So this time also a new application will build together as a Node.js application, and from that Node.js I'll be consume or maybe try to use that particular model that I'll be building up through the Google's teachable machine. So then the front end client, this time I was thinking, not to use a UI5, because many of the past videos I already shown a very fundamental concepts on the UI5 application buildup. So this time I'll be using the React.js and create a very simple React application. And using that client, we'll just try to call this Node.js application, which will be running in background server, and that Node.js will eventually call it the model, which will be building up the teachable machine. So three things you can probably can visualize, which will be integrating together, and finally we'll see something like this. So this is the application. Yeah, it's very simple layout, nothing crazy things you can see, but it does my job well. So you can see it's an image classification prediction demo. That's the title of this application, and it offers a very simple kind of an input field where we can put certain image URLs, because it's really tells like that, like enter image URL, and it probably can show certain the preview of that image, and we can predict clicking on this prediction button. So if I click on this, what will happen? It will break or do something. Sorry, I'm not sure, of course, because there is no URL I have given. So let's open certain images, certain MacBooks I have opened. Let's try with this maybe. I'm not sure, something simple. I would like to start it first. So let's check some image. Maybe this one, if I just copy and go back to our React app and put this image URL. What happened? It's not pasted or not copied, probably. Copy image address. Yes, so it can show the image as a preview. So if I click on this predict image, voila, it shows like it's a MacBook Pro. So that of course, I have not written a hard coding kind of things like for this URL show this prediction. So what's happening is actually behind the scene, this particular predict image button call, it basically makes a call to or the backend server, kind of a HTTP REST call on the Node.js application, which is actually calling the model that we have built using Teachable Machine. So let's check the the backend server which is running on port 5000. Okay, and just for the demo purpose, I can put this URL, and if I click on predict image, yes, so this is what the kind of JSON it returns back. So this model is basically capable of validating a MacBook, iPhone 11, iPhone 10, and at the house. Yeah, I know, kind of an odd man out, but still just kind of this 4 items it can able to predict. So let's do some sort of odd things. Let's do something about iPhone X. Yeah, I mean, let the first image, if I just go copy image address, if I just remove it, it basically clears everything. And let's check. Yes, it's iPhone X. So of course the same thing, if I just try with this backend service model, yeah, it is showing this class. So whatever the class is basically coming up, I mean, it basically altered the position of the class. So the first class now becomes iPhone X, and it offers most of the score, which is 99%, and the rest of the codes is like that, and accordingly the model returns with that sorted fashion. So I know like which I mean the first element should be my right prediction. Okay, if it's able to predict, maybe most of the probable prediction will be the first one. So that is how we can write our code or logic. By the way, that's a very simple React application that will build together. We'll understand a lot of good things about how to pass the data different within different components or the different props, how virtually it's trying to update the the DOM kind of a document object model. So those things we'll discuss in the React.js build up. And also you can see this particular backend server, which is a Node.js application running on, and it does have capabilities to parse the image and call the TensorFlow.js model. So let's see like what this teachable machine is. So if we just open something like Google teachable machine, you will see something called get started. If you click on that, it will take you to this particular project called teachable machine. It doesn't need any login or something. There are multiple options that this Google teachable machine offers. So there is an audio classification. You can do certain pose, I mean tracking, hand tracking, or kind of a movement kind of projects, but we'll just start with the image classification projects. So what happens is, so it does offer certain class, as you can see, class 1, class 2, and you can add many classes also. And it does offers certain webcam or maybe upload features. So if I just click on uploads, and I can just first of all, let's say clicking on computer or maybe Mac Pro, for example. Yeah. Okay, that's maybe the class name. If I click on upload, it offers the image upload things. So I have 2 images, let's say. If I click on that, so it basically loaded these 2 images. So of course, the more data will give it to my model, it will be better way. It will be trained with different angles and position and reflection of the image. Well, it can parse the data. So more number of data set that we need to create for the specific object that we want to train the model with, so that the better data we provide and train the model, it will respond back in a better score. Okay, so and also I can create something else, let's say keyboard. Okay, And let's find some keyboard data probably. um, Keyboard image, sorry. And yeah, this is the keyboards. Save images, maybe you can just save it over here as a keyboard 1. And let's take another data example. Let's say this one, keyboard, 2. Just simple data sets I have built. And let's open our model. So in the second classification, I'm just selecting these 2 data sets, so it is uploading it. So now I have 2 models, one model with 2 different classes. The first one is the MacBook Pro, it can identify, and the second one is a keyboard, it can identify. So if I just train the model will be trained with this very minimal amount of data, which is really not recommended. Just for the demonstration purpose I'm doing it, because if you just put a lot of data depending on the overall system setup and the network speed, this training of model will take a lot of time. Okay, so that's the reason, to make it a little bit easier for us to understand, I just took very simple amount of data. So here is now the preview part, or preview things. So you can just test it. I'm just setting it back to file because my camera is being used now. So if I just take it and take the same keyboard, probably because already I have trained it, so better take something other example. It may not work also, okay, because I didn't put a good amount of data, right? So it may not work, but that's okay. Let's try it first. It's a keyboard 3. Okay, so that is the only one model. That's perfectly fine for me. So let's open keyboard 3, because that is something we didn't train the model with, but we are expecting it should be keyboard. So once it loaded, you see the keyboard is showing around 90%, and the MacBook Pro is 10, kind of I don't know, somehow less than 10%, right? So with that information, now my model is actually ready enough to test with the different data. Okay, and if I put a computer this time, let's say similar way, I will just take a computer, MacBook Pro, and if I just go for images, sorry, and I'm not sure, it may work, may not work, but anyway, because the data point is quite a low for me, I think it's already was there. No, it was not, so fine. Let's MacBook 1, and if I just test now with this MacBook 1, which was not there before, yeah, this one, because we trained with this data and this data, we are giving a unknown information to our model. Voila, you see now it able to predict, and it says now it's a MacBook Pro with 100% match prediction. Awesome, right? So that probably so now you see like how it is easy, how abstracted the overall, it's really a nice experience. So now the most interesting part is like the export model concept. So you can export your model. If you click on that, you probably can see a nice piece of code is already coming up, and different options there: TensorFlow JS, TensorFlow, uh, TensorFlow Lite. So I'll be using TensorFlow JS option, and in the TensorFlow there is something Keras model, and you can download your model, and probably you can just put it into a Docker or containers, the things, and you can deploy to Kima or maybe Cloud Foundry. So that is something you can also do it. But our case, it's very basic and simple thing. So I'll be just doing this upload my model option. So if I just click on this upload model, what will happen it will give you a shareable link. Currently it is not shareable. See, if I just click on upload model, it will give a shareable link. So now your model is basically ready. Okay, you can copy this link and you can just put it into some notepad, because that is our magic model which we'll be using in our Node.js application. So now we'll head back to our Node.js application and we'll see how this particular model I am using over there. So before we get into the coding part, let's quickly check the Node Package Manager, because certain middlewares that we should use to connect with our backend model. So we can search called teachable machine, and the first one that I'll be using, this middleware, it says like how to install this with the command npm install and at the rate Sashido teachable machine node. You can use yarn command also, but I'll be using this one anyway. So next, this is the TensorFlow JS option that probably this particular middleware works with. And the coding part is very simple. You see very few lines of code can make a magic. So to use that middleware, this is the require statement. We know for the Node.js perspective, we need to use this using this syntax. Then we'll create a construction or kind of with a new statement, and we'll create an instance of our model that we have just created from the teachable machine. So this is the model that you will have by of your own. Then we'll use the classification thing, and we'll just pass it on this particular image that actually we are trying to predict. And this is kind of a latest JavaScript coding, kind of an asynchronous with promise kind of things, and it will just predict it, and in the callback function, if the prediction is successful, it will just pass it back the prediction object model. I mean, what exactly it defines, or the different classes it returns. Else it will just catch the errors. And if you are using an Express.js, because I'll be using Express in my demonstration, so the coding here is little bit different, because you just need to attach the Express over here, similar like the teachable machine. This is very well just now explained. Now it's basically we need to set kind of a port information, and finally the same piece of logic that you have seen earlier, but this time it's an application get calls I'm making, because I'm using Express. So I have a better way of using the HTTP herbs like get method and post method, those kind of things. And that pretty much the coding, and finally the listening of on this particular port that I have set it as a default. So I'll be using Express. So this kind of a logic or pattern I'll be using in my code. So let's quickly see the coding of the Node.js. So this is my let's close the folder first. So this is my application, the coding. So let's quickly build the same thing again. So let's open a new window and create a new folder, and maybe teachable machine 2. Okay, so I've created a folder. So let's start quickly something, open the terminal, and here I can just write npm init. So npm init -y, so it will create the package.json with kind of a meta information of my application. So it needs an index.js. So let's quickly create index.js now. Yep. So now in this index.js, we need the coding base I'll just copy from here. Let's copy the code and then I'll explain what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the new programming. Sorry, let's close that one. I don't know. Okay. So for the timing, this is my express that I need, and chords also I need. Chords part for the timing I can make it close. I don't want chords to be explained at this moment. Just now we have seen like we need this middleware teachable machine node to talk to our TensorFlow.js model. Body parser I need to parse the image URL which I'll get from my client, and that's the reason body parser is there. Now the model URL which I have just trained with a little more amount of data, that is what I just I'm using it rather than the model that we have just created in this episode, because we don't have much data I have just trained with. And this is the coding part as copied from the npm example coding. This one's course option, that is also I don't want, I guess, for the timing. We'll use that code, but later on. Okay, after we understand what exactly we are doing it, then probably makes more sense of the line of code. Now I'm just using this middlewares for my application, and I'm just creating a calling the function of the express and just creating my application. And in this application I'm using those body parser and express.json middleware. I have set my default port as 5000. Why? Because the client side, which is the running on the React, by default will run on port 3000. Okay, because same port I cannot use both for my client as well for my server. So for the server part I have just set it up as 5000 just to avoid any conflicts. Okay, certain boilerplates of code that is okay. Enter image URL, because I have just copied this code from one of my previous example. Maybe that is the reason. My apology. So that is something I have just used as an HTML coding so that I can easily test my Node.js application, because I'm not building it up my client in this particular episode. We'll create the client in the next episode. Okay. As I'm using express, so I have a provision now to use this fantastic get and post method. So in the post method, I think this next option is not needed because I'm not using any course option here. Okay, so simple async method I'm using it with the request response, and that's all. Okay, rest of the coding pretty much simple for you, I guess, isn't it? So save the data. So what exactly we need? We basically need to install this express, this teachable machine. These two kind of middlewares we need to download it. So npm install, short command of install is I, then express. It will basically create a node module package folder over here, and it will download my express.js. That's cool. Let's download now this one, and we will be ready almost then. So let's wait for little to get this downloaded. Cool. So both my dependencies are middlewares are downloaded. We can quickly check in the package.json this express and the teachable machine node with this version, the latest version I have downloaded. Anyways, so now let's get back to our coding, and I think all set. So can we run this coding now? By the way, I am already testing my the other application, so let's stop this first. So command C 2 times will basically stop this out. Probably in little bit of coding I want to do in the package as a start script. I want to run start because it is easy with the start script, and I want to just run node index.js. Okay, So if I just run the command called npm run and then the command is start, then it will basically trigger my Node.js. Oh, some mistake. Let's see what the problem. Okay, course is not defined. Am I using any course? Maybe some code I have not commented. Yeah, so this one I had to comment. My apology, I missed out to comment this one probably. I think the rest of the code looks okay. So let's save it and read on this application once more with the same command npm run start. And this time, yeah, it is actually loaded in 5000. So control click will take me to this and voila, you see the enter image URL. So now I can just find some image URL, any sort of house, or maybe let's search for iPhone X11. Not sure, probably let's find some. Let's try this one probably. I don't know, because it depends all your the training data. How more data you just train with, it is there is a more chances that you'll get a good prediction. So let's try with this one. Hopefully it will find. See, you didn't say something went wrong, so that means it didn't work. I don't know why, but anyway, let's try one more thing. Hopefully it will work this time. I don't know. Will it work? Let's see. Yep, this time it gives the iPhone X, sorry, iPhone 11, which also my expectation was. So my backend is actually working well. That at least I can tell. And of course, this is not the best way of training the model. We need more data points, but eventually it worked at least. So my backend is ready. And in the subsequent episode, I mean the upcoming episode, you will find more on the React.js application development, so that you can get a pretty good feeling like how React is basically different than normally or other application, web application development using maybe Wi-Fi or something. You will see the difference, and that is the purpose that I created this React.js for this demonstration. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, the simple way of doing this machine learning, and share your feedback, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, because in the next video we'll be discussing more on the React app client development. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching again. Bye.